What the fuck is up on a Friday night? Welcome, everybody, for yet another edition of the goddamn program. I'm Reaper, and of course, my co-pilot from another mother is Brother Carter. And we got all kinds of blasphemy, debauchery, and every fucking thing in between. But what I want y'all to do first and foremost, share this shit out. Share it everywhere. Anywhere that you think that somebody would love to listen to the diatribe of shit that we have to say. And before we get into all the fucking madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Poison Valley Clothing. Check that shit out. Allahu Akbar! Hell fucking yeah, if you're looking for some custom horror t-shirts, check out motherfucking David Pankhurst over there at the Poison Valley Clothing Camp and get yourself a badass shirt. Low price, high quality, quick shipping. How the fuck are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you again. Good that we survived another week.
Not that it wasn't exactly easy, but we made it.
Life. I mean, am I right?
Seriously, man. It's like fucking hell. Something is always happening during this retrograde of ours, and it's just, I don't know, always a blast. Hopefully, all of you out there in Black Flame Land are ready to laugh your asses off. We love all the feedback. And we got one fuck of a good list for you guys tonight. So let's just jump right into that shit. All right. So tonight's official, the goddamn list. And we are going to start with this fucking puppy. So we're kicking it right off with some blasphemy. So this asshole seems to say that men who play video games are losers possessed by I don't even like that word, so I'm not going to say it, a Riri spirit. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm going to need more details because if there is a particular spirit out there that's handicapped, I mean, who know? I mean, a Christian pastor would know more than I would. And I think it was kind of interesting in the picture how he's got the L, like the loser thing going on. You know, I wonder what he was saying in the middle of his sermon. If he was talking about, you know, like you're a loser, or anything like that. But just the look on his face, you know, just the words coming out of his mouth. I mean, it's kind of funny that you know, that like someone is just going to like spout such a random topic or a random bullet point in a sermon. You know, I mean, there's obviously a context to probably what he was talking about, you know, but I mean,
of course, there always is.
I mean, if somebody's mentally handicapped or any kind of being is mentally handicapped, what is it that makes it, you know, I don't know. I mean, is it a deceased Down syndrome person that compels you to play, you know, Black Ops or something. I don't know. It's just it's weird that people are still touting that whole thing. They're still attacking video games for influencing people to do bad things. I mean,
Well, first
personally,
of all, I mean, as a fucking pastor, the last thing you should ever do is use that word, period. You should know better. Fucking shame on you, you twisted fuck. But it's like, okay, so I don't know. He could have read an article. He could have maybe counseled, some poor soul that is like, all my husband does all day is play, fucking video games, whatever. And I'm like, everyone knows that's just like kind of like the McDouche thing to do. But I mean, to say that all men who play video games, period, he could have said something like it's counterproductive. Maybe you should, find some ways to be a little bit more productive, but not to fucking alienate all video gaming, because everybody in 2020 fucking 3 fucking plays games. I play them and I'm super productive. I'm sure you do as well.
nope.
Tyler, you as well.
I fucking hate video games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the 1%. I think. Well, okay. To be honest with you, my fucking kids ruined video games for me.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, it was like every fist fight, every freak out that my children had was over video games. And I mean, I had a PS1, a PS2, and and then we would have like a charge on our on our bank account. Like, what the fuck is this? And they, downloading DLCs. So just, I don't know. I mean, I love my boys to death.
DLC?
But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's an
what is
extra
this?
map.
Yeah, a McDLT from McDonald's. But like, I don't know. It's just the thing of it is I think video games, they're good for for cognitive function. And I think this guy's reference to video games, probably the last thing he knew about was probably Super Nintendo, if that, or original NES. And the thing that gets me about people that want to make a grandiose blanket statement is they don't have any point of reference. You know what I'm saying?
Just generalizing.
Yeah, and me personally, generalizing is fun. I love shitting on stuff. I mean, some people are afraid of the R word. I think I call shit retarded all the time. I don't care. I don't have anything against people that are retarded. Never will have anything against it. In fact, dude, I would love to hang. Down syndrome people are the raddest people to kick it with. I've worked with people that were down. Dude, they love to give hugs. They're fucking jacked.
So much caring.
Yeah, they got. I'm envious of the traps that Down syndrome kids have on them and shit. But to me, it's like, I think that people saying shit, that's an insult to like the awesome retarded people that I actually know in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some people that are.
I think it's insulting to everyone, really, because especially they targeted men. So I think both men, whether they're mentally deficient or not, that's just an all-around fucking insult. What does everybody out there in Black Flame Land think of this? Kyler, he says, fuck that guy. I play video games and the devil says I'm a really cool guy.
Kyler, your profile picture has you wearing a mask. So I can't trust the opinion of anybody.
Oh, I've talked to Kyler many times. He's a good dude. He's my dude.
Yeah, he's got
also
good
balls. Evening to Paul as well.
Major balls on him for having a profile picture like that, I will say. But no, what's most offensive is the fact that a person will just make a blanket statement like that and not do any research, and that there's masses of people that will hang on that person's every word, whether it's a pastor or a school teacher or a politician, or a radio personality. It's kind of funny. It's like, as long as you're sitting in front of a fucking a microphone, or you're wearing a suit, or you have some sort of uniform, people will not question anything that you say. You know what I mean? And it's just, Paul brought up a very good point. He sounds like he's too dumb to play Tetris, so he's butthurt. I think that
I totally believe that.
Dude, Tetris is a motherfucker. I'm telling you. I bet you.
Oh,
I bet
hell
you.
yeah, it is.
After he got the full on top of it, he's like, "Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go, molest a small child because it's what I do."
Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing of it is I mean, like you can make all kinds of like stock cliche jokes about ignorant pastors that want to blame everything on anything in the modern world. And I just but
Sure.
the most offensive thing is his phrasing, his terminology, not even for being politically incorrect by calling them a retarded spirit. I think it's the fact that his choice of words was just so asinine and so juvenile that like you're a professional orator. You know what I mean? You're a public speaker for a living, and that's the kind of shit that comes out of your mouth. At least be kind of clever with it. You know what I mean? Like, but let's look at the people that were probably in attendance. They're probably not nitpicking over his diction or his choice of words because their vocabulary is probably just as limited as his is. So they're like, hey, well, pastor says blah. So, but right there, that instantly makes the people in his flock judgmental towards retarded people. You know what I mean? So he's hitting all the bullet points. I mean, I think that he's checking all the boxes. He's doing a phenomenal job. Keep up the good work and keep making people like that look even more stupid. So I think he's doing great.
Yes, and for us to absolutely dismember with our words.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's worse, him or the asshole that like took a Barbie dream house after the Barbie movie came out and literally during the sermon took a baseball bat, smashing it to bits.
That's a waste of money. I'm sorry.
First and foremost, that shit is expensive. Secondly, oh, I'm sorry, you don't think women are worth so much more than a lot of people treat them? I'm sorry, we're not living in a barbaric age where women can't do shit.
Well, what was the context? What was the context of him destroying?
I'll have to go back. It was like he was boycotting the film, like he thought the film was sending such a horrible message to little girls that play with Barbies. I saw this like maybe 3 weeks ago or whatever. I was like, what in the blue fuck are you pissed off about?
To the best of my knowledge, though, that movie was supposed to be about female empowerment. That's what I heard.
It is.
Have you seen the movie yet, or do you?
No, but my wife did.
Okay, of course, because she's a girl.
Well, I was doing a podcast that night. I just couldn't go. No, I'm dead serious. I was doing Tracks of the Damned. Shit, check the timestamp. I don't give a fuck.
I actually heard that it's pretty clever because it's got Gosling plays Ken. Right. Mm-hmm. And dude, and he's actually pretty fucking hilarious. Like he's been in a lot of movies, and he's just kind of he does the thing where he kind of like clowns himself anymore because he's aware he's kind of like the Brad Pitt 2.0. You've either got fucking Pitt or Gosling as the two guys that people talk about. But that's just the thing, dude. The whole blaming pop culture for the downfall of society. It's so fucking played out. It's so fucking tired. You know what I'm saying? It's just ugh.
Isn't that what movies are supposed to do? Art imitating life?
Dude, I love movies that you glean absolutely nothing from. Like no educational value. Dude, I've been binging the fucking Weird Al Yankovic show this week.
What's wrong with that?
Dude, not only is he fucking like, dude, he's the man. If Pee Wee Herman and Weird Al Yankovic in the fucking early to mid 80s made me who the fuck I am.
Right.
So that's all there is to it. But I mean, dude, if the Barbie movie is just straight up stupid from like top to bottom, self-parody, fully self-aware, I'm with that. I love that shit. I'll probably end up watching it now. I mean, it's just, but the thing of it is people think that every movie has to have some sort of message or has to be kind of heavy duty. Cause like, I mean, yeah, I love Forrest Gump. I love Shawshank Redemption. You know what I mean? I fucking, my mom was a big fan of Gone with the Wind, movies like that, where, Yes, there's Citizen Kane, movies like
Oh,
that.
that was a classic.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Hitchcock and all that, right? But there's a genre for everything, dude. My
There
fucking
is.
okay. Ask anybody. My 3 favorite movies of all time are Goodfellas, Hot Rod, and National Lampoon's Vacation. You know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's just kind of like Hot Rod, dude. When I used to tattoo, I would put Hot Rod on when I would do a tattoo, and I knew that tattoo took me about like an hour and hour and a half, right? If I had a long tattoo, I'd put Goodfellas on, and then and then to wind down, I'd watch Vacation. But the thing of it is, man, like none of those movies, are really, there's no nutritional value to any of them. You know what I mean? And but
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to have it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
for what they tried to do with that, and I thought they did it in a very sweet way. It wasn't very, demeaning to any gender, whatever the fuck. It's just like, but for a pastor to do that, it's like, dude, get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah. Or at least have somebody else write your sermons for you or write your speeches so you don't
Please.
sound like a fucking inbred fuck. Dude, Jesus. It's unreal, man. I mean, to each their own, whatever gets you through the fucking day. Some people I know that like Christianity, politics, sports, things like that, whatever makes you happy, give you something to look forward to, that's fucking fine, dude. But if you're
Absolutely.
going to try to preach the word of any of those things, at least do it with some semblance of intelligence or have something,
or be a good human.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't exist. So
only a few of us. There's still
What
some
else?
of us around. We're underground, damn it.
I'm not. I'm a piece of fucking garbage. You can have me.
I'm trash.
I'm trash. What you got now?
Sticking with the blasphemy, next on the goddamn list for the evening is this bitch. So here we are. Spooky season is finally upon us. Right? Well, they're already jamming this.
Oh, dude.
This was on the fucking news.
It's only September. Yeah.
Only fucking September, and people are already streaming that fucking All I Want for Xmas is Your Ass.
Yeah.
First of all, I was much younger when that song first came out. I hated it then. Did I rock that out? No, I did not. Actually, I was rocking out the old 50s tunes because those are so much more fun.
I'm telling, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Any of the Ronnie Spector, the Ronnie Spector Christmas songs, like any of the. Yeah, I love that shit, dude. I fucking because it reminds me of Goodfellas for one thing. You know what I mean? Like any Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, any of that. I love Christmas. You know what I mean? I love Christmas. I love Halloween. But the thing about that, the Mariah Carey thing, man, is on the surface, it is a tribute to my favorite era of Christmas music, right? But just like you said, it got ran into the ground. I mean, it became a meme a few years ago that they played it too.
Yeah.
I mean, something becomes a meme, they wear the fuck out. At least it took attention away from the fucking the rape anthem, it's cold outside or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear the song about the guy trying to get the woman to stay and get wasted so he could take advantage of her over All I Want for Christmas Is You any day, because at least there's a little bit of swagger and honesty to what the fuck that guy was trying to pull off, But I mean,
for sure. But I mean, first of all, I celebrate something called fucking Yule. What was
You'll be sorry that you don't worship. Oh, sorry.
That's right. I have goats on my tree. But anyhow, the last fucking thing that I want to hear, and we want to hear from everybody out there in Black Flame Land as well, feel free to chime in. The last thing I want to hear during motherfucking Halloween, Samhain, Samhain, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same beautiful holiday. Is All I Want for Christmas Is Your Ass. It's like, come on. I want to hear some, Halloween by Misfits. I want to hear This Is Halloween from motherfucking Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what I want to be hearing. The fact that people are already playing this song fucking infuriates me. It's like, first of all, it doesn't even mean what you think it means.
Yeah. So, okay, that song, is that a cover of like an old 50s song? Is it? It sounds,
as far as I know, that's an original.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. It sounds very much, it's got like that, that kind of, it could be an old song or whatever, but just, I mean, the point being that, just like that pastor that wanted to blame a retarded spirit, it's like when people play the shit out of certain Christmas songs, that's just lazy. Just like, blaming video games for the evil of the world and playing fucking Mariah Carey's song every 5 songs over the intercom at Target while you're shopping. That's just fucking lazy too. I want new Christmas music, but I'm a hypocrite because I love the old shit. The Burl Ives stuff. You know what I mean? The really fucking the stuff from the 30s and the 40s. And even the fucking what was it like David Bowie and it was David Bowie and Bing Crosby or whatever the fuck or whatever, the little drummer boy, yeah. But
I'll even take Paul motherfucking McCartney's
dude, that song is what they should fucking play on Guantanamo Bay when they fucking torture fucking prisoners. Dude,
it was torture.
Dude,
it is torture. So yes, that would work. Meow,
dude,
meow.
Okay. So check this shit out.
Meow,
I'm glad
meow.
you said that.
We could get a bunch of cats to sing the music.
It sounds like a cat on a fucking keyboard playing it, to be honest with you.
You see?
So check this out. So my kids growing up, when it would come on, I would always sing "Simply Having a Horrible Christmas Time." And I know it's completely juvenile, right? But every time it would come on to play the fuck out of it, I would sing that, right? So fast forward to when my son, my 19-year-old, when he was in 7th grade in choir, they had to sing that song. So I'm fucking front row. He's looking at me, seeing my fucking face, and his face gets so red because he knows I'm dying laughing, and he could see me dying laughing while fucking simply having horrible Christmas time. I'm mouthing that while they're singing Wonderful Christmas Time. But dude,
I love it
because he was like, holy shit, he's good. Oh my, don't fucking make eye contact with me, dude. It fucking rules. But yeah, that song is sheer torture. And then the last song is that fucking "Do They Know It's Christmas Time at All?" That fucking the Amnesty International or the fucking you know what I'm saying? That all famous people. Yeah, that it was like fucking Bob Geldof or whatever. It's just like, do they know it's Christmas time? They're real poor and not getting anything for Christmas, and they live in Africa in the desert. So do they know it's Christmas? Fuck off, dude. You fucking disgusting millionaire rock stars.
Not unless, you're trying to be a missionary and force them to know what the fuck that holiday is.
Let's drop a bag of rice on your village and tell you it's Christmas. Here's some t-shirts from last year's NBA playoffs and some rice, and it's Christmas. Fuck you.
It's like, not only do we have to remind them that they don't have anything, at the same token, we need to make them feel like they're missing out on something great.
What is Christmas?
They don't give 2 fucking shits. They're like, give me a pig. Give me some kind of meat, some sustenance. I don't give a shit about no fat fucking bastard in a white beard.
But you realize though that like the 80s was a big time for that shit, because you had like all you had Bono, Bob Geldof, Sting, all these guys that were trying to draw attention to these third world countries, where everybody was fucking dying and suffering, that didn't even know who the fuck they were and didn't really give a shit. And I guarantee you, so much of the fucking like the charity money and everything that they earned I don't think it really went to them because those fucking countries are still shitholes. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're all washed up artists, and they're still fucking rich. So I'm pretty sure they held on to that shit.
Yeah, like Paul
And they're still
Stanley,
getting royalties.
dude. Paul Stanley said it best. Like somebody asked him in an interview one time about like, you guys, do you ever speak on any political issues or any blah 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 whatever? And he was just like, we're the last people anybody wants to hear anything political from. We're not going to give anybody any advice on how to live their lives or anything. We have no dignity whatsoever. We're rock stars. Is essentially, and I'm like, he's fucking right, dude.
Nailed his voice to a fucking T. Anytime we're somewhere, at a convention or something, I'm gonna be like, do the voice, do the Paul Stanley.
It's a gay Vinnie Barbarino. But I don't want political statements from my fucking rockers. I don't want Abbott fucking reminding me, to fucking wear a mask when I go out in public. I don't want fucking Eric Rutan telling me to fucking get boosters. You know what I mean?
I mean, and it's like, first of all, it's metal. You should not be giving such advice. You should be like, oh, fuck y'all.
Kill everything. That's my advice.
Oh, goodness. So next, well, you know what? Just to kind of spawn off of, since we're talking about spooky season, has everyone seen the insane fucking cool shit that all of the big, they're big conglomerates, of course, go figure. But man, they got some super motherfucking cool shit this year that we've never had before. I mean, just looking at this, they got the original Halloween, the original Michael Myers, an excellent rendering of Dr. Loomis, complete with gun.
That's sick.
And a motherfucking Sammy Kerr t-shirt. We haven't seen anything really for the first Trick or Treat film, which came out in the 80s. It has nothing to do with the Trick or Treat, just to clarify. But for most of us that grew up in the 80s, that was like the Halloween 80s metal film in which both Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne show up for a fraction of a second and get killed, of course, because that's what we should do to our heroes, right? But man, was that a cool fucking movie. It finally got a t-shirt. And then a House of 1,000 Corpses coloring book.
That's pretty rad. I like that. So are these available at like Spencer's Gifts and shit or where?
Now this is I believe horrormerch.com.
Okay. Are they a sponsor?
They should be.
They should be. Because I want free shit. That's why. No,
and
dude,
then here's from fucking Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween selling that shit?
Yes.
Dude, I've got a Spirit Halloween in my town. I'm gonna go fucking check that out. I'm a huge Beetlejuice guy. I'm fucking like I'm right fucking there.
Which is exactly why I wanted to make sure that I put that up there for you, so you can be like, oh shit, I gotta have it.
Appreciate that.
Now, that is fucking Gina Davis's character, guys, as an animatronic. Holy shitballs. So if you're a big Beetlejuice fan, just like Carter, go out there and get that shit. Just some amazing fucking shit out there. And then, of course, every day in October, you should always pour yourself a bowl or two of this.
That's my two favorite.
I love those as well, but man, that Boo Berry, I love the fuck out of that shit. Although Fruity Yummy Mummy just never really hit with me, unfortunately. Yeah. But
so is that like is the Yummy Mummy kind of like the Fruity Pebbles of the group? sort of.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I never really fucked with that. Really, I was always like I was always a Frankenberry and a Count Chocula guy, and Blueberry was really good. But there's a new one. Did you see the new one? It's like Carmela something. It's a green box. It's a new female character. It's Carmela. I don't even know. I was gonna bring it up and post a picture of that up there, but it's a new, and I don't know if by the name Carmela it's a caramel flavor, but it's a green character. So check that one out. I mean, I'm a
What
big
type of monster though?
I don't know, dude. Like maybe you know what? I think it's a zombie. If you think about it, the most popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. It's a
I
greenish
could get
kind of
down
like
with that.
yeah. Which yeah, I mean it only makes sense considering that Walking Dead has been like the number one like it's a ghoul, Kyler. Okay, Kyler just chimed in and says that it's a ghoul of some sort. Now that being said, what exactly is a ghoul? You hear about ghouls, ghosts, and goblins.
The
Ghost is
only
definitely
time. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe she's a witch though.
Okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, women got to be
Because
something. They got to be witches.
back in early times, 80s, 90s, anytime you had a witch, everyone automatically thought of what's that fucking movie?
Wizard of
The
Oz.
Wicked Witch. Yeah, Wizard of Oz. And the Wicked Witch was always green, so maybe. The only time we ever really saw ghouls though was in motherfucking Scooby Doo in the 70s.
Yeah,
And he
you're
was
right.
always
Yeah,
green
Okay.
with long
So
fucking black hair.
would
I
a
don't know.
ghoul that'd be like just like a generic scary character? It's funny too. Like there's actually there was some guy that I'm not even gonna say what the source was, if it was a podcast or whatever, but there was a person that was that was involved with horror, either books or movies, and he was talking about like back like in the 30s and the 40s and 50s, hobos, right? Hobos are essentially homeless people, and so you hear the stories of the different people that were kind of like just you had like Solomon Grundy, you know what I mean, and you had just weird, just whatever, right? But a lot of it were based on like this hobo that stole your children, that fucking and the troll, and there's even like
which is
rumors
horrible.
Of, like, yeah, the trolls underneath the bridge was actually a fucking like a gypsy. Gypsy that fucking stole your children, right? So there was a lot of characters that were just based on these fucking like schizophrenic weirdo fucking homeless people, and then
that is
then
terrifying.
Yeah, I mean it kind of fucking is, and then you get like Grimm's fairy tales, right?
Some of the best.
Yeah, they're fucked up, dude. And then some of the characters from like the Hammer horror franchise that aren't really a thing. They're not a mummy. They're not a werewolf. They're not whatever. They're just kind of like they're a ghoul. So I kind of think that the whole ghoul aspect is actually, kind of a cryptic kind of fuck. Is this a fucked up, half retarded person that escaped from the asylum or what? You know what I mean? Like, escape from the asylum. That whole thing.
Kyler just put us on notice. It's actually Caramel Creeper.
Okay. So the new General Mills Halloween character is Caramel Creeper. Okay.
Dude, that's even worse.
I don't think it's going to last.
Because creeper can mean so many different things.
A child molester, a person that just won't stop DMing you,
stalking.
The old guy that likes to wave at your children when you're at the store, and you ever have that when you're out eating with your kids, and there's just like some old guy that's like, "Hi," like to your kids. I'm like, "Stop, please." I don't know what the fuck. Because when I was real little, like back in the 80s, dude, like I would always it was charming for the old senior citizen to be like, "Hey," wave at a little kid, right? That's fine. But fast forward to 2023, and I'm at, you're at Cracker Barrel with your fucking like your toddler niece or nephew, and some old man, you're sitting there just talking to your wife or whatever, and some old man's like fucking hi, like making faces at your kid. I'm like, fuck off, dude, go away. That's creepy.
It's like, we're on to you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be completely harmless, right? But just think, I don't know. You can't be nice nowadays, and then you end up being a creeper and you get your own cereal box. So that's how it works out.
Well, and Kyler chimed in again. He also said, but she looks like a zombie. So it's like, why would you call her creeper? Now, let's fast forward to one of my sons, my youngest son, is a huge fan of Minecraft. And there's these like little like freaky, little villains, I guess. They're kind of like little creatures and they're called creepers.
Okay.
So I wonder if they kind of tried to pull that into it.
Possibly. I mean, it's smart, but it's just, dude, if you think about it, there's so many other.
Not everyone's gonna get it though.
Yeah, there's so many other characters like from like the Universal Monsters era, or the Hammer era, or anything else that you could draw from.
Why didn't they do a werewolf? Did they ever do a werewolf one?
I don't think so. Nobody wants hair in their cereal, I guess. Or I mean, with the mummy,
don't know. You could have called it Wolf Crunchies. What the?
Yeah, Beast Bites. Huh?
Some people might take that the wrong way.
Satanic cereals. They got them satanic cereals with the beast bites.
Dude, I would get down with some devil's food.
Oh, dude, perfect. Beast Bites, chocolate devil's food fucking cereal.
You could do that.
Patent pending. Nobody steal that from us. That's an official property of the goddamn program. Beast Bites, devil's food.
Devil Bites.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my wife make some brownies, and they're gonna be goddamn program Beast Bites. I love it.
I'm all about it. That sounds phenomenal.
Fuck yeah, Beast Bites all day.
Don't eat it on a full moon.
Oh, I know.
Now, since we, have been talking about this infamous new cereal, this actually like plays directly into my next bitchorama. We have been we have been under The Walking Dead for 10 fucking years. 10 years. That's how long this series has been on. Was the first couple really good? Absolutely. But come on, people. As time went on, ratings were going down, because there were some seasons in there that were just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Now you tell me and everybody out there in Black Flame Land, why the fuck do we have to have so many spin-off fucking shows? There's not only Fear of the Walking Dead that has been there like right along with the regular series. That's how fucking crazy it gets. And 2 other Walking Dead universe shows. So you had 3 shows and the main show all playing at the same fucking time. Now, Negan, the character Negan, he was the badass with the baseball bat. They gave him his own show. And now they're getting ready to unveil the Daryl Dixon show, who by and large, best character that was on the whole show. But they're not stopping there. There's a Rick Grimes show that is coming. And they're going to give, his, I guess, pseudo wife, they're giving her a spinoff show as well. The lady with the katana, they're giving her own show. Why do we have to continue this onslaught of fuckery?
Why don't they have their own streaming app? The Walking Dead streaming app. Yeah, I mean, it would be
that would make more fucking sense.
Yeah, so you could just fucking, because like I remember like when I got the WWE Network, right? And you can just watch
Yeah.
all the different, and then there's like and then you've got Shudder, you've got Screenbox and all those different things like
Yeah.
that, and like a new streaming app that I just downloaded was called Thunderflix, and it's all heavy metal related movies, like
Yep.
documentaries, fiction, concerts, and shit like that. Dude, for Walking Dead, I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight because I watched the first season and then I just kind of lost interest. But the thing of it is, man, it's nuts how many shows that there are. And then they had like the fucking like the Talking Dead with the dude from the Nerdist podcast as the host.
Yep.
And I mean, okay, if it's popular, it's popular, but I mean, it's fucking overkill. But at the same time, it's kind of like, there's certain things that I love that I can't get enough. I would love, there's a bunch of music podcasts that I listen to. There's like, I'll go on Night Flight and I'll watch trauma movies, I mean, everything from Surf Nazis Must Die to fucking Nuke 'Em High to fucking,
Which is fine.
But I mean,
those are classics, cult classics. They didn't make fucking 7 or 8 series worth.
But you didn't get like, yeah, dude. So are all of these canon? Are they all canon of each other to where like, well, what's going on the Negan series is like
it's aftermath
to? Okay, so
it's aftermath. It's all these characters have gone their separate ways to different states and this, that, and the other thing. And honestly, please, everybody out there in Black Flame Land, let me know if I'm fucked up on this because, we just think this is ridiculous to keep putting out more and more shows. Now, Daryl Dixon, who actually is, like I said, my favorite character out of the whole thing. Dude was not even a real character in the graphic novels. He was created by AMC.
That's the dude from Boondock Saints, right?
Yeah, Norman Reedus.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fucking awesome. I didn't know that his character wasn't in the graphic novel.
No, he wasn't in it.
Crazy.
They created him and his brother.
Well, I mean, right there, that's like when a really good band does too many cover songs in their set. They don't have enough confidence in their material that they have to fucking like they got to enhance it with something that's not even fucking, original to the source. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, like Kyler just chimed in as no longer has anything to do with the comics anymore. I get that because they've gone out. It's like you've got like this line. Here's the comic line, and then like over here is like, okay, now this is once the comic stopped, and and you're just gonna fucking go into all kinds of different directions because it's kind of like when Wes Craven was no longer involved with Nightmare, and stuff like that. They could go anywhere they wanted to with it, but it's just funny because
redo it.
Yeah, it's nuts, man, because to me it ruins it sort of if I was a big fan, I would be like done with it. You know what I mean? Like think about the Evil Dead Army of Darkness franchise. Like I fucking loved the series that was on Stars, Ash versus the Evil Dead. That was fucking awesome. That was perfect.
That was fantastic.
And then you have like the other movies that don't have Ash in them that came out, and they're really well done movies, but like do you feel that's kind of the same thing or not, or are these like because the new Evil Dead movies are like other kids going and hanging out in the house where the original shit went down, right? And then getting possessed by like the Deadites and whatnot, or
here's the thing. So obviously, the zombies, they're interchangeable. They're always there. That the show is centered around that. So here is my feelings on the matter. And again, out there in Black Flame Land, you guys can tell me if I'm fucked up on this. Either one of us. So this is what I feel. I feel AMC found themselves a multi-million-dollar franchise. And the fact that they were able to take Robert Kirk's comic series to such a point that, I mean, for 10 fucking years, whoever would have thought a show of that magnitude would last this long, right? But they know that people are like, I want more, because they added those little spin-offs during the show, right? Got them hooked. And so when they finally had their fucking series finale, they're like, oh, it's cool. There's more.
But wait, there's more.
You know? So they've already got people hooked on it like crack fucking cocaine, right? And they know people are going to continue to follow it because they're fanatics. And to take each of the major motherfucking characters that have been there from the beginning and give them their own spinoff, they're just like, line my pockets, please. Here's my wallet. Stick all your money in there.
The strange thing about it is it works. They're pulling it off.
It does work. And that's unfortunate because these graphic novels are just amazing. And the series missed so much from those graphic novels. And I understand, you know, it's television. There's only so much you can do. But 10 fucking years?
Mm.
And you created characters that weren't even in it along with it?
I mean, it's cool if you expand a universe.
Sure.
This is making me think of all those Star Wars novels that came out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and I've heard two sides on that, right? Somebody I was speaking to recently said that at one point in time, before 1996, when they brought back the New Hope and all that, it was like, oh shit, okay, so I can find out what Luke and Leia got up to after that, and you know, or like what, and then there was like the books about their Han and Leia's kids and all this kind of stuff, and then there was the books about the bounty hunters, and then there were, you know, and so that's cool if you're, you know, super into that universe. So in a weird way, I think that's kind of what these other Walking Dead spinoffs are doing, you know, which if I was a huge fan, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. This is all I want to watch. You know what I'm saying? But like with me, like I've been a huge Simpsons fan since they came out. Yeah, ever since middle school, right? And that show's been around since what, like fucking 1989, I guess.
Yes.
It was like it was a short on the Tracy Ullman show, and then it became its own thing. And that show will never die. And you know, they didn't have any Simpsons offshoots.
No,
you know what I mean?
There was no need to.
Yeah, Family Guy had the Cleveland show, and you know, and then I think that was just about it, though. Yeah,
that's because Cleveland was that fucking dude, though. It was like, let's see what a life outside of, you know, their little clique of people. Yeah. What would that be like to follow him? You know?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, you could have done that with. You could have done that with any of the characters. I mean, you know, Quagmire, Cleveland, Joe, whatever. But I mean, you know, but anyway, it's just. I thought it was too soon to do an offshoot, you know, like a Family Guy offshoot. But then again, Family Guy started in fucking 1999, you know, and then it ran for a few years. Then it got fucking canceled. Then they brought it back. But this Walking Dead thing, man, what's crazy about a phenomenon like The Walking Dead is it's so ginormous that like you go through the grocery store, you see it on magazines, you see it on its own magazines. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you see like the you know, like the DVD box sets, you see T-shirts. My kids back when they were like, when my youngest, you know, he's 19 now. Back when he was like 7, had a Walking Dead T-shirt. That shows you how fucking long that show's been around. He's fucking 19-year-old in college, and when he was 7, was wearing a Walking Dead T-shirt. Maybe 5 or 6.
My oldest was the same way. He was like the cool kid in middle school. He had like the Daryl Dixon on his motorcycle shirt with his crossbow.
Yep.
He had hats. I mean, a fucking hoodie that cost like more than my life at the time. He had all the shit, and it's like, dude, he's 21 now.
Isn't that nuts, dude?
And this shit is still going on.
And do you not feel you still feel like you're in, that person in your early 30s back then? You know what I mean? It feels.
Sure.
I mean, it feels like 2 years ago. It feels like 2 to 5 years ago that show started. But like, dude, our children were fucking elementary school age and middle school age when that was on. That's crazy. I mean, I honestly haven't seen anything like it. And what that kind of makes me want to kind of go back, and watch it, because I watched all of the first season and watched from the second season on. But the thing that kind of took me out of it was, well, there were some episodes where it was like them walking in a field talking for the whole episode,
and then a lot of flashbacks.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it was just, but then, I mean, I get it. It was important to tell the story. You know what I mean? But I mean, Sopranos, another one of my favorite fucking shows of all time. It went 6 seasons and it had the worst ending to any fucking series ever, But
dude, I am a Soprano nut. Nice. And I mean to a T. Especially coming from an Italian household. It was like our mecca for that. And I have researched that ending. I've literally everything David Chase ever had to say about why they ended it the way they did. It totally makes sense, because when you die, everything goes black.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty obvious that, Tony's character got killed. I mean, he pissed everybody off. But, and they talked about doing a movie for that, and, they could have done it, but they why tarnish a legacy? So it's like with The Walking Dead, they're just prolonging it even more and making up shit that isn't even there.
They did a Sopranos movie. They did a Sopranos movie. It came out. It was. Anybody that's in the chat, if you know what the fuck it's called the Lords of something, or the fucking King or whatever. Yeah, it was a pre.
Really?
It was when he was a teenager, when Tony Soprano was a teenager, before he was a made man. Yeah, it came out like 2 years ago.
Was it at the theaters?
Yeah. No, it was on I want to say it was on HBO Max or whatever.
A son of a bitch.
Yeah, but
I have that app now, so I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah, it's God damn it. Somebody fucking posted up on there. You got to know what it is. I'm gonna fucking go to my goddamn phone. Yeah, I mean but here's the thing. It would probably be easy to miss, because let me see. Sopranos movie. Okay, The Many Saints.
I agree, Tyler. Breaking Bad is another good example.
The Many Saints of Newark came out in 2021.
No shit balls.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
Yep. I mean,
that's why I didn't know about it, because it obviously must have not have been very publicized, because I'm like in groups and shit.
It was on fucking Max, Amazon Prime Video, fucking Apple TV, Vudu, everything. It's even on Amazon. So, but here's the thing, though.
That's what I hate about VOD these days.
Yeah, it's easy to miss shit, dude. Honestly, because in 2021, the world was recovering from COVID, right? But there was so much. You had the Tiger King phenomenon, right? And you had all the shit, that was fucking going on that could very easily overshadow something, especially if it's called The Many Saints of Newark. It's not the Sopranos movie or Sopranos The Beginning,
But I knew the title.
I don't hate you for it.
I knew the title. I knew the title.
Yeah.
So it was like, if I would have got a blurb about it, or if it was in like, celebrity news or something, I would have
But
caught that.
you heard the title floating around, right? But you didn't really, and see, it's funny because like I think there's a lot of things that come out that that people just, they just, oh yeah, you should just know. And like with me, I'm pop culturally inept. I get my fucking news from, if somebody mentions it on a podcast, I know about it. That's about it. But if a podcast I'm not listening to doesn't mention it, I don't know. It's I don't watch sports. You know what I mean? I don't ever go to the fucking movies. I don't watch primetime TV. You know what I mean? Like, like somebody mentioned the Breaking Bad earlier. I watched Breaking Bad from start to finish. I watched fucking Better Call Saul.
So fucking good. Better Call Saul was the one spinoff that I thought was so well done.
Dude. Yeah.
All the way to the finish.
Yeah. And see, now there was a couple of Breaking Bad movies. And then I think that Breaking Bad could have fallen victim to the Walking Dead offshoot syndrome had there been multiple characters, because you basically had you had oh god damn it, you had Bryan Cranston and Jesse, and then you had fucking Bob Odenkirk. So those were basically the three mainstays of the fucking Better Call Saul and the Breaking Bad series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead, you had put a graphic of a big fake list in the fucking screen. You had so many characters, dude. Walking Dead, honestly, I remember when I got into downloading music off of SoulSeek and LimeWire and shit. I would just fucking download full discographies of albums and be like blah blah blah. Right? To me, the Walking Dead character list is like, if you're just that greedy and you want more and more and more, it's like, okay, cool, another cool character, another cool character, another cool character, another cool character. When the girl with the katanas that had the two walkers chained to her popped up, that was a super fucking sick character, And what's his name? Keegan or whatever.
Negan. Yeah.
Negan. Yeah, and then all that. So I mean, I get it. If you're a huge fan, you know what I mean. And for some weird reason, this reminds me of another topical thing that I should bring up: the fucking Death Clock movie. Yeah, the Doomstar or whatever it's called. Dude, I can't wait. I'm actually going to Target tomorrow to fucking just buy it on Blu-ray because I'm that big of a Death Clock fan.
Same.
And fucking Brendan Small is a goddamn genius, for one thing. That guy does so much behind the scenes. He does film scores. He does scores for pinball machines. Him and Scott Ian did the fucking score for Black Knight, the pinball game.
No wonder he's rich.
Exactly. Well, I mean, dude, what's crazy? Brendan Small, not only is he a fucking hilarious stand-up comedian, he's also a fucking sick shredder guitar player.
He is.
Yeah. He sings for Death Clock. You know what I mean? And plays the guitar. I mean, Brendan Small, I'm a huge Brendan Small fan, But
same.
What the blessing and the curse of Metalocalypse was they got fucked by Cartoon Network, where they didn't renew them after dude. And Cartoon Network was like, whatever. And then so he spent like the past 3 years trying to get something going again, and finally the movie happens, and then it's out now. So, I mean, dude, that
dude, that was an album too.
Yeah, there's a soundtrack to the Doomstar movie or whatever. But dude, Metalocalypse was 2005.
Yup.
Holy fuck. That shit started in 2005, dude. That's fucking crazy.
So good. And one of my favorite drummers of all time, Gene Hoglan, is the drummer for this for Death Clock, and it's like, I'm so happy that it just never went away.
Yeah, Is that
Oh,
what they call him? They call him the atomic clock because he's
he
fucking just
is.
his
Damn it.
timing is so perfect. Yeah, dude. And speaking of Gene Hoglan, it's been out for maybe almost 2 years now, maybe, but like the new the New Testament album. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, dude, he tears it up on there, and Dave Lombardo's playing drums for Testament now too, because Gene Hoglan went back to do Dark Angel.
Yep.
Dark Angel's doing shit again. Oh,
Which is
fuck, man.
fucking phenomenal because that's where I first found him. And
That
I was
first Dark Angel
hooked.
album.
Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
God. So I can only imagine what it's like now, you know. And I'm gonna get that album. But you know, I just to kind of spawn off of that real quick. The rest of the guys in Slayer did not want to stop.
Okay.
So it's official. I've seen it across the fucking board. Tom Araya was the only one that wanted to stop, never do it again. Fucking Kerry
Yeah.
King, Dave Lombardo, they were not ready to quit. And it's so awesome to see that they're doing so many other really cool projects. Like the Kerry King project, man. Oh, of course it sounds a lot like Slayer. So if you're a Slayer fan out there, when Kerry King finally drops the record, it's really going to be fucking badass with a lot of new blood and no Tom Araya.
Who's all involved in Kerry King's new project? Because I know
I'm gonna have to look it
Okay.
up, but as far as I know, it's a lot of like not really name guys that are playing in the band. So it's gonna be something.
is Gary Holt involved at all in
No,
the Kerry King? Okay, so
no.
the thing about Dave
He's back
Lombardo,
with Exodus, man.
oh, of course, yeah, he never left, dude. I just saw like back in March, I saw Exodus with Black Label Society and Anthrax.
Oh,
And dude, and I'd never seen Exodus before. When they played Toxic Waltz, I was crying, literally. I'm not even
that's
talking
awesome.
about like, not even metaphorically. I was in fucking tears when they played Toxic Waltz. I'm there with my son, and I'm looking over at him. I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Ugh. But dude, Gary Holt is fucking like one of my all-time favorite fucking guitar players ever.
He's amazing.
But the thing about Dave Lombardo, he's been estranged from Slayer for a very long time, and there is definitely no chance whatsoever that he will ever do anything with Kerry King,
No.
you know, ever again.
I don't believe so.
There's interviews that I've heard over the past few years that him and Tom Araya kind of fucked him. Even Jeff Hanneman before he passed away. There's some legal shit. Yeah, dude. And the thing about Dave Lombardo,
Why does it always come down to that?
I don't really get. I mean, I think it's because let's face it, like Dave Lombardo is probably the most talented member of Slayer, you know, in so many ways. You know, I mean, he did Fantomas with King Buzzo and Mike Patton, and I think Trevor, the bass player from Mr. Bungle, and then he's in fucking he's in Suicidal Tendencies, he's in Testament, he's in Dead Cross, he's in Mr. Bungle. You know what I mean?
He was even doing the Misfits for a long time.
Yes, dude. Okay, so he wasn't playing these current dates with Misfits. Mm-hmm. He wasn't on that. They have Brandon Pertzborn on drums. That's who they had. Yeah, who is no fucking slouch either. He's pretty fucking sick. I think is Pertzborn playing with Doyle, or is
he Dr. Chud?
No, two completely different.
Dr. Chud is playing with Doyle.
Okay. Yeah, I've got both Doyle albums on vinyl, and I do believe you're right. Good. Dude, that Doyle shit's sick, dude. Honestly, Reaper,
so
like
fucking good.
I mean,
I had the pleasure of opening up for them back in 2018.
And Alex Story, their fucking vocalist from Cancer Slug, is,
sick as fuck.
amazing. He's one of my favorite fucking. It's funny because there's some people that will be like, doesn't sound like Misfits. I'm like, fuck you, Cancer Slug does sound like Misfits. Go fuck yourself. And there's nothing
Come
wrong with that.
on.
There's nothing wrong with that. But all these fucking like the people in the Slug cult, yes, I'm probably gonna get fucking hate mail or fucking get like a dead rat or a bloody tampon sent to me in the fucking mail by these fucking freaks. But the fucking Slug cult are fucking emphatic about the fact that Cancer Slug doesn't sound like the Misfits, and they're not a punk rock band; they're a rock and roll band. No, Alex Story is a fucking amazing writer.
He's a beast.
Dude, he writes the most simplistic, raw shit that is unashamedly fucking vile and offensive, but his voice is so perfect.
Oh, it's
And
good. It's really good.
dude,
Even
throw
live.
him, dude. I'm telling you, dude. Okay, my old band, we actually were set up to play with Cancer Slug,
Oof.
and it turned out that the place that we were supposed to play, I thought was 2 hours away. It was 4.5 hours away, and we couldn't make the trip. So either way,
Sure.
it's irrelevant at this point. But I mean, the thing about Doyle, and you know, just what Doyle has done while doing the Misfits at the same time. And I don't know, man. It's just if you're a fan of the whole of the Misfits, the Fiendiverse, the Misfit, the Fiend universe. Yeah, you've got to be so happy right now with Danzig doing the first album in its entirety on tour. You know, fucking, you know, you got the offshoot, the fucking bastard son of fucking Glenn Danzig, you know, Cancer Slug going on. You know what I mean? And then the Misfits shows, and then I hear there's going to be another Doyle album coming out soon, and then you've got Alicia White Gulls, who is Doyle's girlfriend or wife, whatever, singing for Arch Enemy. Yeah. Dude, and the new Arch Enemy album is so fucking sick, and you've got fucking
so good.
You've got fucking dude from Nevermore on guitar. What the fuck's his name? And then you've got Michael Amott, who used to be in fucking Carcass. So the Fiendiverse is fucking widespread. You know what I mean? And I really don't know how the hell we got on that tangent.
But just to answer Paul's question or here right now is he said, did I not hear some news about the new stuff from some of the former members of Typo? Yes. The band is called I Am, and they got motherfucking Kirk Winstead playing guitar with them. Or Winstein, I'm sorry.
From Crowbar,
And dude, go to their Spotify. They just dropped another single. There's 2 of them. Dude, it is so fucking doomy stoner goodness.
Okay, now
it's nothing like Typo. It's so fucking good. And shit, I'm forgetting his fucking name. I should be destroyed. But the guitarist of Typo is doing guitar and vocals. Dude, I always said that dude could fucking sing. He is amazeballs.
I got a question for you. So, are you sure it's called I Am? Because there's a
I-E-Y-E and then A-M.
Okay, so because there's a band that's currently on tour with Toxic Holocaust and shit. It's a really, really good thrash tour going on right now. And the band I Am, the letter I Am, all one word, I Am, is currently on tour. They're like a kind of like a death, not deathcore, but kind of a death metal band from Texas. So I wonder if that's going to cause any fucking discrepancy. Anybody trying to fucking check out the new I Am? That's yeah, dude. I found the other one. That's nuts, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Because I Am the fucking like the death metal band. They're blowing up because they're from Texas. They're from the same scene as like as Power Trip, Kubla Khan, and all that. Like kind of like the metalcore / deathcore type scene. Down there, and I Am is just getting big, and now there's a new band with members of Typo called I Am. That's fucking that's nuts. So the guy that's playing guitar and singing for this band, what's Was he the guy that was like Mach 3 of Typo, or what era of Typo was he from?
No, he was there from the beginning. Oh,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember his fucking name. But here it is.
Okay, Johnny Kelly is
Johnny
on
Kelly's
drums.
playing drums.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck.
Tom Strange
Hold on, I'll get it for you.
or Todd Strange? I don't know.
No, hold on.
Yeah, this is making for good fucking
Kenny
podcasting
Hickey.
right here. Kenny Hickey. Okay. Son
He's
of a
the
bitch.
one doing guitar and vocals for this band.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I skipped over that. Features Kenny Hickey, Johnny Kelly of Typo Negative, and Kirk Winstein and Todd Strange, former and current members of Crowbar.
Yep.
Okay, sick. Okay, so hey,
it's like another super band, you know,
dude. I'm telling you. Okay, and did you not back in the day when Crowbar came out and when Typo was out? Did you hear kind of like a sonic similarity in the two bands? Kind of like, you know,
in certain areas, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the really the super unique bass tone that Typo had, and the layered chorused guitar tone of Crowbar, and of course the tempos and like the song lengths and yada yada. I could totally see some similarities, and I'm pretty sure, you know, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that Crowbar and Typo toured together in the '90s because they kind of popped up around
I'm
the
sure
same
at
time.
some point, yeah.
Dude, this is wow. That's kind of exciting. It's cool. I mean, you know, you can't replace Peter Steele, no fucking matter what.
It's never going to happen. There's only one band that even comes close, and they're still underground because they refuse to take whatever record deal comes their way. They are known as October Noir. They're out of Tampa, Florida. He is the epitome, as close as you are going to get to Peter Steele's voice and sound. So if you are a Typo Negative fan, there is a band. And occasionally, they really don't like to do this, but they will do Typo covers. And I'll tell you what, they are fucking killing it right now. So if you're a Typo fan and you love that style of doom, go check out October Noir. They just dropped their newest album, Letters to Existence, and it's unfucking real. I get chills every time I hear this man play bass and sing at the same time.
So, okay, because I remember about a year or so ago, you did an interview with them, right?
I did. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I was under the impression that they were a Typo Negative tribute band.
Nope.
Kind of like, because out of Des Moines,
they started
Iowa.
out that way.
Okay. You know, that's fucking cool that they went ahead and they took that formula and did their own originals. I like that idea a lot because why the fuck not? Wear your influences on your sleeves. You know what I mean? And I really fucking hate more than anything, and it's mostly dudes in our age range that grew up in the fucking 90s that are like, it's original, man. It's got to be original. I don't fucking care if it's original. I don't want to be mind blown by anything that's fucking challenging or original. Now, here's the thing. If something's fucking original, especially in music, it's got to fucking come from somewhere. It's got something else in its fucking DNA, especially if it's metal or rock or punk or even goth, right? It's got to fucking have something in its DNA. The only shit that's quote unquote original is like you've got like White Stains, Psychic TV, Throbbing Gristle, like noise projects where there's no fucking beat. It's just fucking noise, right? So I mean,
absolutely,
Psychic TV was neo folk, but you know what I'm saying. You know, so you hear a Psychic TV neo folk song, and you're like, oh, this sounds like Death in June, or this sounds like fucking Leonard Cohen, you know, or you know, some shit like that. So the fact that fucking October Noir said, hey, we do the Typo thing fucking spot on. Let's do some songs like this. Just kind of like earlier when I was talking about Cancer Slug, albeit some Cancer Slug stuff sounds more kind of like, you know, kind of almost sort of like death metal mixed with punk, and then there's straight up like jangly kind of like 50s crooning type shit. But it's still, it runs the gamut of everything that the Misfits did, and
Yeah,
and
absolutely,
it's
100%.
yeah. So I'll be the first person to admit with every fucking band that I've ever done, it's like, hey, I'm biting off so and so and so and so because I fucking love those bands so much. So the fact that October Noir is doing that, that's fucking cool. I like that. I'm gonna check that shit out because in a lot of ways, and those motherfuckers need to sign with somebody to get some good distribution. Unless they can go the fucking like the Minor Threat or Black Flag route and fucking totally DIY it and build their own thing.
That's what they're doing.
Cool. Well,
and my hat's off to them for doing that too, because it's like any of the a lot of these somewhat bigger independent labels, let's put it that way. And they had some serious fucking offers, but at the end of the day, it was like they didn't have the artistic freedom with what they were doing. They're like, no, you have to do the typo thing. Because let's face it, everybody out there in Black Flame Land, when Peter died, everyone thought that there would never be a band quite like them ever again, because nobody ever fucking sounded like them. There was no doom band doing even close to what they do. And let's face it, Peter's voice, we never thought there would ever be a vocalist that could sing the way that he did, having that range, the presence. And let me tell you, Tom Noir is just every bit as tall as Peter. He doesn't look like him. So let's not get that fucked up. He's not going to be on the cover of fucking Playgirl magazine. So sorry, ladies out there in Black Flame Land, it's not going to happen.
Or gentlemen.
But if you buy him a beer, I'll bet you he'll let you touch his pickle.
Ooh, pickle touching. You know what's there's a band from Des Moines, Iowa. They're called Bloody Kisses, and they are a fucking phenomenal typo tribute band. And what's really great about Bloody Kisses is their singer doesn't look anything. He looks more like Davey Havoc from AFI, like with like shorter hair, and they've got a really fucking great look to them. My friend Eric, who plays one of the lead guitars for Thrash the Titans, Big Four tribute band, he plays guitar for Bloody Kisses, and they do kind of like in the around the Halloween time, kind of like autumn time, they do a lot of the Bloody Kisses stuff. But Thrash the Titans actually just opened up for Pantera out in Oklahoma, and they're for a fucking tribute band, dude. Thrash the Titans is killing it so fucking hard. Shout out to Eric Tran, shout out to Matt Nyberg, Jerry, fucking the whole dude. Fucking, if you get a chance to see Thrash of the Titans, the tribute to the Big Four, they're fucking amazing. Anyway, the fucking other band that Eric does, which is Bloody Kisses, their singer, he sounds just fucking like Peter Steele, but looks like Davey Havoc. And if you're a fan of AFI, what's up?
Even when he talks?
No, not. But you know what? A really great thing about Typo Negative though is they had a fucking awesome sense of humor. They had such a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor about shit, and it's funny because, like,
Peter was the most sarcastic motherfucker on the face of the planet.
Dude, I've heard that Peter Steele is one of the funniest fucking people, and the interviews
so goddamn funny.
And he clowned himself too, like
always.
I don't know. Yeah, and one thing I really fucking love about Typo Negative is they came from Carnivore. Carnivore was Peter Steele's band before, and they were basically a fucking super fucking offensive like thrash metal band that played in the fucking New York hardcore scene back in the CBGB's time. Yep. And fucking, I think Peter Steele wrote songs for Agnostic Front. I mean, just like Peter Steele was like growing up in the 90s and 2000s. I didn't realize how much Typo Negative and the people involved with Typo Negative had so much to do with the formation of what the New York hardcore scene came to be and its legacy from there. Yeah. One really, really fucking great thing from that era that I love. is a band. There's a band called Life of Agony. Everybody, they're huge, fucking amazing fucking band. Mina Caputo on vocals.
Yep.
Their first album, River Runs Red, sounds like a fucking Typo Negative album, but with fucking hardcore breakdowns. River Runs Red by fucking Life of Agony is like one of the greatest fucking albums of the early 90s. And the thing about
Groundbreaking.
Mina's vocals at the time, she was Keith Caputo at the time, and his vocals were so fucking powerful. And like then after that, the second album, Ugly, totally changed his vocals, and they never sounded like that ever again. And I'm a big fan of Life of Agony. I'm not so much of a fan of the stuff that they did like right after River Runs Red, but their last couple albums, it's really good, like kind of like 90s grunge rock, but in a good way. If you're a fan of Alice in Chains, or even like, some of the finer moments of Stone Temple Pilots, and kind of like a bit of a Soundgarden kind of vibe or whatever. But anyway, if you're a fucking fan of Typo Negative, and if you don't know anything about Life of Agony, check out the album River Runs Red, and that album is amazing. And you're like, holy shit, Mina sounds like fucking. He's the only vocalist that ever came close to me with recorded material that's out there that sounds like Peter Steele. You know what I mean? But then again, what's great about fucking Mina Caputo is, he changed up his shit on every single album, so much to the point where, now Keith is Mina Caputo, and fucking they're slaying it. They toured with Doyle, like it was Doyle, and Life of Agony went on tour last year, and Life of Agony is on tour right now. And I mean, that's just that fucking band. There's a documentary called The Sound of Scars, which is the history of Life of Agony. And it's amazing. And what's really great, if you're a big Typo Negative fan, and if you're a fan of Biohazard and some of the bands from the New York hardcore scene that blew up and kind of like became sort of like household names in the 90s, Life of Agony was kind of in the middle of all that, and it kind of like draws a lot of things together. Like, okay, the scene that they came from was the same scene that Typo Negative came from, that Prong came from, that Biohazard came from, and then there's so much in the underground. You've had Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, Madball, Sick of It All, that whole thing. And that's what's really great about extreme music and aggressive music and heavy music, knowing the core of where it all came from. And Typo Negative had such a huge impact on New York hardcore before Typo existed, and then after. So much to the point nowadays, you've got bands like Twitching Tongues, which is Colin and Taylor Young from God's Hate. Their band, if you're a huge fan of Typo Negative and you like Life of Agony as well, Twitching Tongues are re-releasing all their stuff. Twitching Tongues is amazing. And Colin Young, who's also one of the hosts of the Hardlore podcast and plays drums for God's Hate, his vocals, if you're a Typo fan, they don't sound just like them, but like they sound like they could be in a Typo universe. Check out Twitching Tongues. You will fucking love them. So that's my,
and it was those first couple of Typo records that were like just still unreleased songs that he had written for Carnivore. So, Origin of the Feces, that's basically Carnivore just with a new name. You know what I mean?
You're right, dude. That makes a lot of sense. Some of the lyrical content on the early shit. You know what I mean?
Big time.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
even on the Bloody Kisses album. They still had some songs that they had in the Carnivore days that they stuck on that record also as fillers. So
I got you.
It just wasn't until Black Number One and the cover of Summer Breeze that the radio stations were like, oh wow, this shit is amazeballs. So that just kind of like catapulted them so far into like the goth doom, which was so fucking big at that time in the 90s. Like goth bands were huge, so they like bridged the gap between all three things, if you ask me. So
I mean,
they influenced literally everything.
I want to say it was on the Motley Crue album that they did with John Corabi on vocals.
Still one of my
That
favorite albums to this day.
I mean, it's good. It's a fucking heavy banger, and Corabi's voice is sick. But
So much
Typo
better than
Negative,
Vince.
yeah, dude, he can still hold it down. Unlike Vince, but Typo Negative toured with Motley Crue on that tour,
Yep.
and that was really where they kind of got their big break. And then shortly thereafter, you had like Marilyn Manson exploding, and in Nine Inch Nails kind of exploding. So there was like that era of the early to mid '90s where this whole fucking era, and then like we discussed on the last episode, Danzig doing Black Acid Devil. And my theory was Danzig saw what was going on with like Nine Inch Nails and Typo and that, and tried to kind of get in there and just. But then again, Johnny Kelly's in fucking Danzig, and I mean, it's cool, man. I fucking I could go on and on. I love the whole family tree of all that. And what's funny is I never really fucked with Typo Negative back when they were like a thing, because I was kind of thought of them as like, if I got Danzig, I don't fucking need Typo Negative, and then like my friend Eric, from Thrash to Titans, like he's such a huge Typo fan. I'm like I don't see it. And then he did the tribute band, and we did a show. My old band played a show with Thrash to Titans and Bloody Kisses and a great fucking thrash band from here in Sioux City, Hell Vendetta. And I saw Typo, and I'm like, holy fuck, I forgot how many goddamn hits they had. I'm sorry. Yep. I saw Bloody Kisses doing the Typo tribute, right? And I mean, dude, fucking, I'm just like, okay, all right. This is, if you want to get somebody into fucking Typo Negative, go see Bloody Kisses, and they'll be like, hey, you need this song, this song. It's like when you used to make a mixtape for somebody to get somebody into shit. Go see Bloody Kisses, and that's your fucking mixtape to get you into Typo, And what's really great is right now in the hardcore scene, there's a lot of young kids that you'll see at shows wearing Typo shirts. A huge, there's a big resurgence in younger kids that are just super into Typo Negative. And then like I said, like Colin Young from Twitching Tongues and God's Hate, like he rides for that for Typo big and bad too. And I think it's really cool that there's a generation that's like 20 years younger than us that is digging up the shit that we were into, and putting it out there and celebrating it, even though these bands will never ever play ever again. They'll never get to see Typo, and then they're getting really big into bands like Alice in Chains, and this and that. And then even bands like Helmet and Nine Inch Nails, like all these bands that were so huge that just changed the way heavy music sounded, in the early 90s outside of the grunge realm. Kids are really digging that. And there's a lot of new bands that are popping up now, that are like, your son's age and, my oldest kid's age, that are doing that, bringing back that sound and putting that into hardcore and extreme music. And it's really cool to see.
It really is. And, just to kind of piggyback off that for a second, Glenn Danzig and Peter Steele were very, very good friends.
Were they really? Okay.
Yep. Danzig wrote that song On a Wicked Night, which was on the
On a Wicked Night.
Yeah, it was the Death Red Sabbath album.
Yeah.
He wrote that after Peter died as a homage to him.
Shit.
Yep.
Huh. Wow. I didn't.
So that just goes to show you how close, all these bands were.
It makes sense. Yeah. And then, with like sharing members posthumously after
Well,
Peter
and
Steele
that's
passed
why
away.
Johnny Kelly stepped up and was like, dude, can I play drums for you? He's like, I've always loved your shit. Unfortunately, Typo is no more. And I'm kind of like a free agent. And shit, he was like, dude, that's a no-brainer. I saw Johnny Kelly play with Glenn Danzig back in 2019. And it was like not a legacy show or anything like that. Johnny Kelly is such a great fucking drummer. He killed every classic from here to Timbuktu and fucking put stank on it. Don't get me wrong. I love fucking Chuck Biscuits. Always will. He's definitely
Joey
been
Castillo.
influence. Joey, yeah, Joey too. Joey's work on I Luciferi will always be legendary to me because he gave Danzig an edge that there were no other drummer that he's ever had did. So there's that.
I mean, Chuck Biscuits was the fucking hardest. To me, Chuck Biscuits was the John Bonham of fucking of the 80s and 90s.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
His tenure, because he was in Black Flag and he was in DOA. You know what I'm saying? And like he was in Black Flag when like he replaced Bill Stevenson on some of their fucking darkest, like just fucked up shit. You know what I mean? And
Right Foot is legendary.
Like, it's really what's really crazy about that, man, is like you've interviewed Eerie Vaughn, you know, and like the podcast that I used to do. My co-host interviewed John Christ, and I don't recall.
I'm still trying to get him to return my email.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how Dustin got him. I can fucking, I'll find out. I mean, because it'd be good
man.
But I mean,
you'll have to do that one with me if we can get him.
I'll be like, remember when you were in Danzig? That was awesome.
Yeah, no. That's not the way we're going to do that dance.
It's going to be the Chris Farley show. You know it is. But yeah, dude. I mean, so I don't remember either one of them mentioning what the fuck Chuck Biscuits is up to nowadays, you know? Or do you happen to know what Chuck Biscuits is even doing?
Well, did you hear the one where he faked his own death?
No, I did not. Are you bullshitting me, or is this like
I am not bullshitting you. Okay. So I started Reapers Underground 2 years ago, and I, was kind of like just digging and looking to see if, anybody that were fucking idols of mine, like what they're up to and shit like that. And I was like, man, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I could interview Chuck Biscuits? So I went to just put him in the Google search, just like anybody else does. You put his name in there, there's an article that pops up that says Chuck Biscuits faked his own death. Like and I'm not bullshitting you. I've read it. It's legit. One of his, no, it wasn't even a family member, but he was like doing it pseudo-wise, I guess. And I'm not a guy about controversy. I hate controversy. But this one was like really sad. So I think when Glenn let him go, it just put him in a downward spiral. I mean, here you are on the top of the fucking mountain. Everyone fucking loved those four records. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think he just went insane. But as I understand it, they've reached out to the Biscuit family. Like, I think this was about 10 years ago. Yeah.
The Biscuit family.
I know.
Sounds awesome.
Hi, we're the Biscuits.
On Fox this summer, the Biscuit family. No, but it's crazy though.
He's not playing with anybody. Like, he's not doing anything.
He did so much before he joined Danzig, though. Too, you know what I'm saying? Like DOA, Black Flag, And I want to say he did anyway. But goddamn, and pre-internet, dude, for real. Like like the switch over from from Chuck Biscuits to Joey. And then the Black Acid Devil thing and all that was kind of like early, you couldn't go online and research that shit. So anything that fucking happened, because for all we know, maybe they found out he was a Nazi, or they found some fucked up shit, or like or some fuck, you know what I mean? Like Glenn was probably like, "Oh, I found out this about you. You're fucking out, and we can't find out now because it was pre-internet, and we'll never know." You know what I'm saying?
Check out my interview with Erie Vaughn on Reaper's Underground, and he does talk about that split.
Okay.
He does mention it, and that's for everybody out there in Black Flame Land. If you really want to kind of like get a little bit of clarity on that, because that was an interview that, man, I barely had to ask much of anything because Erie Vaughn gave us so much history, so many stories, unfucking believable. Which is funny because he did mention Rob Zombie in that particular interview, which kind of leads us to the last item on the goddamn list for tonight.
Dude, we're an hour and 35 minutes into this motherfucker.
Exactly. Because
churning and burning.
And y'all are hanging with us, and we fucking love you. Don't be afraid to tell us, you're wrong, whatever you want to talk about, man. Out there in the comment section, you guys are fucking badass. But this one is very near and dear to most of us. So I came across this meme, and this is something that me personally, I've always felt. It says, "Studio, we need an actress to play the part of," and Rob Zombie says, "My wife." Now, every fucking Rob Zombie film ever made stars his wife. Literally every single movie, from Halloween to House of a Thousand Corpses, to The Munsters, The Lords of Salem, every single fucking film this man has ever made has to have his wife in it. And it's like, I remember when, everybody found out that the Munsters film was going to be made, right? And he cast his wife as Lily Munster.
Oh, shit.
The internet fucking broke when that happened. I was looking at like every single comment that was under that, and they released it on Netflix. So it's currently on Netflix if you want to check it out. And holy fucking shit, she's fucking Lily Munster. Dude, she was great as Baby. I'm not going to lie. In the House of a Thousand Corpses trilogy, she was the shit as that character. But damn it, everything else, why does she have to be in every single movie he makes? So we want to hear comments from you guys out there in Black Flame Land, as well as what we're about to fucking diatribe about. Paul says, "What, you got a hot date?" That's hilarious. So what do you think about that? Does she have to be in every film he makes?
It's I mean, because on one hand, she's not a bad actress.
She's not a bad actress. I will say that.
She's proven to be versatile. And she's probably saving him some money, by having someone. But like, I would have assumed, maybe she would play Marilyn Munster, like their normal blonde human niece or whatever. But I don't. Paul Nada is chiming in with some information that apparently Rob Zombie's wife was the one that told him to quit White Zombie and do solo stuff. I'm assuming that's what he's driving at.
Thank you, Paul. Didn't know that.
But that kind of goes along with what we're talking about, because if you think about it, if she's like, "Hey, look, I'm your wife. You need to go solo to where you are the main person in it. I'm married to you, so what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. So you're mine. So that being said, now it's just Rob Zombie, and it's what's her name, Sherry Zombie or whatever the fuck,
Cherry Moon.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Sherry, yeah. So it sort of makes sense. It's like now that she's like, quit the band. You're just, it's all about you now. Don't worry about fucking Ivan or Sean or anybody. So now I'm getting more of the zombie pie, and then she perhaps, has him by the balls and telling him that she's going to be, have a good role in all of his movies. I mean, it's a nepotistic move, on his part. But here's the thing.
Dante
It's
Lira said the same thing you just did.
Yeah, it's nepotism of the highest. But I mean, think of it this way too, though. You've got like, say, like with Adam Sandler, he has a handful of like those same comedian character actors that act in a lot of his movies. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
And so he brings them on. They're kind of like a property of Adam Sandler's franchise or his studio or whatever, right? So if you think, oh, that's his wife again in the movie, or oh, okay, I'm wondering if there's other people that he works with regularly in addition to his wife that are in a lot of his movies, So okay, so is it the kind of thing where does it take you out of the movie? Does it like annoy you? Like, oh fuck, it's his wife again, or do you like, okay, well, that's just what to expect? You know what I mean? Because he doesn't act in his movies.
No, I think there was only one film where he did have like a off to the side, like little moment where he was in a film that he made, but it's not like he had to show up in it constantly, kind of like Stephen King always did. He only made like a short little cameo and it was in and out. You know what I mean? So, it's just that when you constantly see the same person in literally everything, it's like, okay, we loved you in House of a Thousand Corpses. That was awesome. But it's like movie after movie after movie after movie. She even had a fucking starring kind of role in 31, which was a movie that she didn't even need to be in. It's like, why are you there? Why?
Yeah.
He could have got anybody to play the lead role in Lords of Salem. Anyone. I'm sure they were lining up after he fucking did Halloween and Halloween 2. It's like, goddamn, everyone, like, he established himself. But she is always like a focal point in every single fucking movie. It's like, goddamn it, come on, man. Well, I mean, I get it. I do. It's his wife. He loves her. There's nothing wrong with that. But wouldn't we want to see, like, he got Sid Haig, he got Bill Moseley, he got so many icons in horror to be in his films. Couldn't you get somebody different for some of his other movies?
Well,
and then to have her play Lily Munster.
Yeah.
For me, that was like a pass. I had to pass. I did.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of the Munsters.
Me too.
And I still haven't seen that movie yet, and I'm probably going to watch it soon. But
Netflix.
One thing that came to mind was Martin Scorsese working with De Niro in a fuck ton of movies. Right now, Sherry Moon is not Robert De Niro. Sherry Moon is not. She's not Meryl Streep. She's so. The reason why Scorsese obviously worked with De Niro is, not only did they have a good relationship, but fucking De Niro, one of the greatest of all time, so yeah, I mean, okay,
he's not Bette Midler either.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those deals where, like, if you're a music snob, there's going to be certain tropes that you're going to like, oh, fuck this shit again. I don't want to, whatever. And then you get the person that's kind of like, oh, okay, I don't care either way, like, a really harsh example is, we like heavy music. We like metal, right? You get
Of
somebody
course.
that's not really all that invested in the music scene or music nerds, whatever. They like Five Finger Death Punch. They make me want to fucking vomit.
They make
They
me want to peel my skin off my face.
make me want to do violent things in an unfun manner. And then you get the random fucking like person, like, they don't carry the way. Oh, I like heavy stuff, so they're gonna fucking like Pantera, they're gonna like Five Finger Death Punch, and then they're gonna fucking like Hatebreed, right? And they're not gonna give a shit, and then in all reality, like, Hatebreed and Five Finger Death Punch have gone on tour together. Hatebreed and Pantera have gone on tour together. So there's a through line with all that kind of shit, right? So somebody could argue, well,
Sure.
fuck, man, if you love Hatebreed so much, how come you don't like Five Finger, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all that be damned. You get to someone who's a casual heavy music fan that's going to say, yeah, I don't understand why you don't like Five Finger. You have a casual movie fan who's like, I don't understand why you have such a problem with Sherry Moon being in the fucking movie. She's good. She's an actress. She's a person that's in the movie. So like it. But if you're a movie snob or a movie nerd, you have legitimate reasons, because it's almost like you know too much about it. You know what I mean? You go into the movie, you're like, yes, I know that's his wife. Fuck, he's doing that shit again. It's like, oh, goddamn, there's fucking Five Finger Death Punch on the radio again. This fucking stock bullshit, fucking paint by numbers thrown together in the studio, garbage for idiots. And then you look at Rob Zombie's movies and you want to say the same thing about them. There's people that will pass on a Rob Zombie movie and go, oh, this fucking rock star is making movies. Fuck this guy. Then they never watch the movie. But then they watch
That's
the movie
true.
and then they won't admit that the movies are fucking good. He's a really good director. He's a phenomenal. I've always liked his artwork too, right? So it kind of depends on who you are and how much you want to sort of like appease the masses with your response. I'm gonna say, I hate it, or I'm pissed that Sherry Moon's in the movies because these other cool people I want to impress have this opinion, or like, fuck, dude, I'm tired of seeing that bitch. Can you just put somebody else in the movie? You know what I mean? So, and
For
then there's me
sure.
who, I'm like, hey, you know what? Some of my favorite fucking TV shows are like Kids in the Hall, Mr.
Yep.
Show, sketch comedy type shit, where it's like, hey, it's the same actors but as different characters, right? And then Adam Sandler movies, like I said earlier, like you've got the same actors as like fucking guys from Billy Madison are in fucking Adam Sandler movie 125,000 B, whatever, so it's interchangeable. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but that meme is hilarious because not only, does it touch on the whole Borat, my wife, that's of course perfect, but yeah, you're totally right. It's kind of like, is Rob Zombie aware that people are aware, so that's
Oh,
good shit.
he has to by now. I mean, I literally see, and I've seen it for years now. There are memes all over the place. Like, really? You couldn't get so and so or whatever. And, in a way, I kind of feel that way too. It's like, I want to get excited when Rob Zombie puts out a new film. And it's like,
Yeah.
why does she have to be there every time? It's not that I don't like her. It's just there are roles that are made for certain people, in my opinion. But if anything has taught us with the new Netflix series Wednesday, Catherine Zeta-Jones nailed, and let me say that again, nailed the character of Morticia Addams in that series. And it's one of the most popular series on Netflix. And the new season's about to drop. So I was like, if you would have got her to play Lily Munster, I think that movie would have been way motherfucking bigger. Not because she was a big name as an actress, but just because she probably could have pulled that role off way better than his wife. She still could have been like an extra in it. Sure. Why the fuck not? Put her in the background somewhere, right? But that is
Yeah.
an iconic role. And was Rob Zombie like perfect as a director to do this film? Yes.
It made sense, you know.
You could
I
have
mean,
picked somebody just a little bit better, though. Come on.
well, on that note, I think I'm gonna you know, with you saying what you're saying about Wednesday, I'm gonna start watching that, and I'm gonna watch the Monsters movie, and
Oh
yeah,
shit! You never saw the Wednesday series?
nah, I'm not a Netflixer. You know, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not against it, but like, I just don't fuck with Netflix very much. Sorry, but anyway,
Oh man, that
uh,
show is so good, and the young lady Jenna Ortega that is playing Wednesday in that series. I mean, she was huge since the last two Scream movies, right? So she was kind of like a no-brainer to put in that role. She fucking plays it to a T. It's amazeballs. It really is.
I'm gonna check that out.
So definitely check it out. It's worth
Cool,
it.
man. Well,
Um, real quick, Dante Lira says we can hate on mainstream artists, but it's in their own best self-rational interest to appeal to the masses for their own financial benefit. And you know what? I totally feel that. I do.
I feel that, but at the same time, I reserve the right to not like what I don't like.
Oh, for
And
sure. And that's, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea.
the
You
bottom
know,
line is this, though. My favorite band of all time is Kiss, the biggest fucking sellouts ever. You know what I mean? And then my second favorite band is Metallica, the second biggest sellouts ever. So I definitely fucking see that, you know. But it's at the same time, it's kind of like I told people, it's like this. It's like I love I love going to a nice steakhouse and getting a fucking juicy medium rare steak with a baked potato, you know, and having a fucking Coke Zero with it, right? I'll take that over going to McDonald's and getting a fucking McDouble with a fucking Diet Coke. So to me, it's kind of like it depends on what you're in the mood for. You know what I mean? And like sometimes I want that shitty fucking McDouble with a fucking Diet Coke that tastes like it's got Pine Sol in it.
or McChicken.
Yeah, yeah, fucking McChicken, yeah, for sure. Anyway,
I'm guilty. I'm guilty. So,
but hey, I want to let everybody know that I'm super fucking happy and appreciative of all the love we've been getting for this show in 3 episodes. Everyone's been fucking awesome. It's kind of hard starting off something new where 2 guys just want to bullshit about stuff that they like, and you guys have been awesome, like checking it out, sharing it, liking stuff like that or whatever. And I just want to wrap everything up by saying thank you to people watching it, and we're gonna keep doing this, and we're gonna have some weeks where we're not gonna be doing it because we're gonna be doing other stuff. There's gonna be probably some offshoots, and Reaper's got Reaper's Underground. He's got Tracks of the Damned, where him and Human Hoof Beast sit and talk shit about music. I mean, we're trying to build up the Black Flame Network with some really cool shows and some quality content. If there's anything you guys want us to see, people that you want us to try to interview, shit you want us to talk about, just give us a shout. Go to our socials. There's the goddamn program Facebook page and Instagram. There's 6 Feet Underground with Reaper Instagram and Reaper's Underground on Facebook, and the new Black Flame Entertainment Facebook and Instagram. Give those likes, share them. Likes on Facebook and all that don't really mean what they used to mean. Sharing means a lot more. So you guys interacting with us, that's fucking great. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, man. Do you have any last minute things that you want to fucking shout out there, Reaper?
Yeah, most definitely. So every Monday night is Tracks of the Damned, where we talk about different genres in music. And sometimes it's what we like, it's what we don't like. Just and anything involved in metal. Sometimes it's serious, and then sometimes it's kind of like I don't know, hilarious. It always is. You never know what's going to happen with us and Human the Hoof Beast as well, because he's, a very interesting individual as always. So we
Very
appreciate you guys
deep gentleman.
supporting literally everything that we do here at Black Flame Entertainment. And coming next week, there is an absolute legendary vocalist. And if you are a Candlemass fan, Solitude Alterna, and DJ Samina fan, Rob fucking Lowe is going to be joining me in the underground next Wednesday. This is your chance to tune in live and get all the questions that you have for this legendary doom metal vocalist. And he will be, answering you. And it's just going to be absolutely amazing. And, for hanging with us for damn near 2 hours here on the goddamn program, I have to say it is probably one of my most favorite shows that we do, because we literally can talk about anything. It's a variety show. You just never know what's going to come out of our mouths, where we're going to spawn off to. If you've seen any of the past shows, Sylvester Stallone came up a lot. It was like, what the hell? But anything and everything to kick off your weekend right. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us. It is always a blast. So definitely stay tuned to the Black Flame Network, as well as all of its great shows. And, by this time you've had one vice, two vices, three vices. Who knows what the hell you've been doing? But you've been hanging with us, and we want you to have a great weekend. So join us on Monday for Tracks of the Damned. And as you're getting ready to wind down for the evening, the most goddamn most important thing that you should always do: stay heavy.